The year is 1959. Alaska and Hawaii are officially US states. Fidel Castro is up to no good. Communism is a big no-no. And Sean motherfucking Bean is born. Playboy launches with Marilyn Monroe as its centerfold. And Barbie is unleashed. It's a great time to be an American. Is probably what the Americans would have said if not for a little green man.
I am not green.
Destroy All Humans was originally released in 2005, however I'm going to play the 2020 remake version to check out some of the cool new features, plus I'm a sucker for Steam and my PC and I don't want to pull out my Xbox from like 15 years ago. Our tale of conquest begins with a rocket test being conducted on Earth. Unfortunately, this rocket blasts off right into the flying saucer of Cryptosporidium 136, causing him to crash and be captured by the hideous human forces. This mishap has been observed by our commander, Pox. Now, just a funny little observation, but Pox is voiced by Richard Stephen Horvitz, a very renowned voice actor who's voiced Billy from Billy and Mandy, Alpha 5 from the original Power Rangers, Daggett from the Angry Beavers, personal favorite of mine, and of course, Invader Zim. Now, I haven't dug into this too much, but I can't help but hope and imagine that maybe he got the role of Pox thanks to his phenomenal work as Invader Zim. Pox informs me, Crypto 137, that our predecessor 136 has been taken, and it's up to me to invade Earth and rescue our clone.
Let me get this straight. You sent me, him, Crypto 136, to a hostile planet, and he's disappeared. Maybe captured, maybe even being tortured as we speak.
Well, I wouldn't jump to any conclusion.
I bet you wouldn't. Let me tell you something, Pox. You're a smart cookie. But there's a time for thought, and there's a time for action. And this is one of those times.
Which?
The second one.
Perhaps you're right, 137.
Of course I'm right. You kidding me? A Cryptosporidium captured by a bunch of monkeys? We gotta go in. We gotta crack some craniums. We gotta rescue me. Him. He's gotta rescue me. I gotta... Brains, man. When do I get to blow things up?
Crypto is your perfect bloodthirsty alien invader, and if he seems strangely familiar, it's because his speech mannerisms were heavily modeled after Jack Nicholson. So, why is invading Earth so important? And why do the Furons clone themselves?
It was in the earliest days of the Empire we realized our species was doomed. Eons of waging war on inferior races with unregulated atomic weaponry had mutated our genes. We could not propagate due to our complete and utter lack of genitalia.
Got no dicks. Got it. We're dickless. Fair enough. Got no Willy Invader. Alrighty then. Just bit like a Ken doll. The Barbie references are stacking up.
Fortunately, a Furon ship happened upon Earth on its way back from destroying the Martians. Human society was young and nubile. Sailors on a foreign planet, letting off steam, one thing led to another. Long story short, every human being alive today has buried deep in his genetic code a strand of Furon DNA. Over the eons, we've learned to clone ourselves, but with each iteration, the information degrades, and the results are increasingly unpredictable. The Furon genes in humanity's DNA are ancient, uncorrupted. They represent the future of the Furon race. If only we can get at them.
Our first stop on our conquest of Earth is Turnip Seed Farm, where we get the rundown on how to be an unhinged grey alien. We can read minds, use psychic powers to lift up and throw objects and enemies alike, and can unleash our Zap-O-Matic to really inflict some pain. Because we need that juicy human DNA, we're going to need brains. So we of course use our psychic abilities to have our prey's brains explode forth from their skulls in a gruesome green gooey matter. It's worth pointing out we can't swim, but neither can anything else apparently, so dropping people into knee-high water is a great way to instantly de-life them. Speaking of life, we're using Halo's regenerative shield as a health system. Straight up, it's the same thing, more or less. Get hit and the shield is reduced. Wait long enough without being hit and it refills. If you pick up a brain, the recharge will begin immediately. If our shield drains completely and we take one more hit at that stage, we die. Once I've disposed of the local wildlife, one of the females makes contact with law enforcement. I dispose of them before they can enter my ship, but this game is borrowing some inspiration from GTA, so naturally things escalate, and I now have military forces after me. Thankfully, I have my saucer and its big fucking death ray. With the actual little green men of the area disposed of, I'm introduced to my greatest nemesis, American intelligence.
Did you see what I saw?
You bet your sweet ass I did. What did you see?
Little green man in a flying saucer wiping out the best infantry unit in the U.S. Army.
Right, good. Me too. Green? Not gray?
Don't be a stiff. You know what it means?
Absolutely. What?
It means the paper's got it right for once. Get on the horn to Silhouette. We've got the worst case scenario.
The eggheads were actually onto something? I don't believe it.
Believe it. Roswell was only the beginning. The invasion is on.
Cattle mutilation pandemic. Farmer disappears amidst cow abuse allegations. Without a doubt, one of the most fun things you can do in the game is to enter a stage and just run around causing absolute havoc. It's a lot like Simpsons Hit and Run and other similar titles in that every area is its own self-contained little sandbox stage. Collectibles, challenges, and a ton of human fodder can lead to very quick DNA collection. I admit I returned to the farm instead of progressing to the second stage and got totally caught up running around, exploring and killing. It's a ton of mindless fun. And speaking of mindless, how about we read some thoughts?
I'm feeling wild today. Maybe I'll try riding that thing bareback.
If only I could confess my secret love for Joe Bob. Joe Bob the chicken, that is. Damn, I love that animal. It's the Rapture!
Must keep smiling. Only 3 blocks till home and Mother's little helper.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What exactly did Dr. Kinsey mean by deviant? I bet he was talking about Billy Bob.
You know, some minds just shouldn't be read. All of that DNA that we're collecting is actually a currency that we need to purchase upgrades. We can boost Crypto's abilities and weapons, as well as the performance of the flying saucer itself. Using the fat, meaty mass of DNA I've gained so far, I upgrade my zap gun to have more battery, and let its lightning chain to a nearby target. I also power up the big fucking death ray. Moving on to the next mission. Earth women are delicious. Seeing as how this game is absolutely pumped full of innuendos, double entendres, and cheeky quips, I choose to take this statement suggestively. The job is simple. Enter the fair, find the absolute dumbest specimen of humanity possible, and lead it back to the ship for abduction. It's here we learn about alert levels. An eyeball icon lets us know when someone can see us. The accompanying bar will turn red if a human sees us and runs to tell others. We can prevent police interference if we get rid of all the witnesses before the bar turns yellow. At that point, the cops are after us and we need to lay low until they give up. We also get a nifty new power here to assist us with our abduction. The Hollow Bob lets us steal the appearance of a human, causing the original to become frozen and invisible. If I use any of my powers or weapons, my disguise will fail. Humans sadly won't be fooled if I try to just quickly change into an appearance after I've already been seen in my alien form, so we'll have to be more stealthy. Lastly, the disguise itself will gradually wear off, but the duration can be refreshed by reading minds. Luckily for me, I have to read some minds to get an idea of who the biggest local idiot is.
Clearly, the best test of a viable presidential candidate is, do I want to invite him over for a barbecue?
I'm sorry, I can't ignore this voice anymore. Is that Goofy? Oh my gosh, it is.
I want to marry Miss Rockwell, but instead I gotta sit here hour after hour, day after day, watching this dying wheel go up and down, round and round, over and over again until somebody dies. Hell of a metaphor.
I'm queen! Finally, I was gonna flip my lid if Mama made me take one more slurp of cabbage soup. I want roast chicken, Chicken of the sea. Or was it by the sea?
I've analyzed all the thoughts you've collected, and I think I've isolated the perfect subject for you to...
Probe and vaporize?
No. Abduct and bring back to the mothership.
My way's more fun.
Best of all, she apparently has a brain the size of a peanut. Hypnotize her and send her back to your ship for collection.
After reading some headcanon, we've determined that the prime target for abduction is the blonde bombshell Marilyn Monroe-inspired pageant queen, Miss Rockwell. Using the powers of invasive mental persuasion, I hypnotize her and off we go. Lord, that's a Marilyn Monroe. Along the way, I swap my appearance with that of the mayor to complete a side objective. Gotta give the newspapers a headline, you know.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. And lots of wavy hair like liver. Wait a minute. Where am I? This sure doesn't look like the pie-eating contest. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! What's happening? Oh, God, please, no. Oh, it tickles.
It's probing time.
Oh, yeah, right there. That's the spot. Oh, that is delicious.
Maybe Crypto was right about vaporizing her. Maybe we should just, like, kill her off instead. I think she'd enjoy it. Maybe we shouldn't probe her at all. But oh no, the fuzz are onto me. Better jump into the good old saucer and not leave immediately, and instead annihilate the fare completely. I now have access to the ship's abducto beam, which lets me pick up objects and hurl them as projectiles. Disaster at Rockwell Fair. Fairground left in tatters by freak storm. I head back to the first farm stage and do some side missions. The first involves throwing as many cows as I can into the mothership's tractor beam for abduction. The second has me disposing of as many humans as I can within a time limit. The game even encourages me to drown them for quick kills. So this leads to a lot of bodies being flung into the local lake. I earn DNA for completing these missions and get bonuses if I do particularly well. Now, I'm not an underperforming alien, so I take the eradication of the locals to biblical levels of drowning. For the next mission, we've discovered some mutated green cows. Time to read minds.
Brains!
Brains? Healthy green glow? Those human fools! Clearly they've genetically altered these pathetic gas bags and turned them into radioactive exploding zombie cows! Show them the folly of their mad science!
Show me what you got.
Good work, Crypto!
Space invaders! Run for your lives!
The mayor is aware and is going to blow the whistle on our invasion. We learn that there are some restricted areas that are off limits to regular civilians, so to enter we need to disguise ourselves appropriately. After switching to an officer, it's time to make my way to the mayor. Unfortunately, it looks like he has half the police force acting as his personal bodyguard. Luckily, we've just been instructed on the secret psychic art of diversion. By non-consensually invading someone's mind, I can force them to make a scene, and with every officer distracted, pow! I'm the mayor. Huh, and I didn't need to murder a big-breasted lady to get here. This feels strange and less satisfying somehow. Now that I'm the man with the plan, time to make my address and shamelessly fling the most easily digested bullshit ever made. Propaganda.
Every one of the dang cows, then it looked like it stuck some sort of device up the poor thing's...
Clap, trap, and after all that, I didn't even get to see Miss Rockwell. She just walked right on by with her...
Crops laid out flat in circles like a 4th of July pinwheel. I told Edgar, there goes our savings, no new shoes for the twins, and I guess Darlene's just gonna have to live another year with that overbite.
Greetings, fellow human agricultural engineers. There is nothing going on here. Everything is normal. Carry on with your pathetic human lives. That is all.
Now, wait just a cotton-picking minute. Mr. Mayor, I've lived in this town all my life, and I voted for you twice in the last election. Now, I'm entitled to a gall-darn answer. If they ain't nothing going on here, how come all my cows is glowing like lightning bugs? What you say to that, whippersnapper?
Oh, that's very easy. Just lie. Glowing cows are good for you. We all know this.
That? Well, that's just the healthy inner glow that comes from chewing a cud of fresh green Rockwell grass. Why, I chew it myself all the time. Got some in my craw right now. Better than snuff.
Some in his craw. Oh, perfect. I'm gonna blame communism.
You want to know what's been going on around here? I'll tell you what's been going on around here. Communism, that's what.
Fault lies in the red menace. No matter what, be patriotic. That always works.
I don't know about you, but I'm not willing to see the land our forefathers fought and died for fall under the boot of the creeping red menace. Not on my watch.
I'm just gonna go in on communists again. It's 1959. This is too easy. Just keep blaming communism.
The next time you see a strange light moving and changing direction at incredible speed in the night sky, you would just think to yourself, no commie's gonna distract me from my patriotic duty with a couple of bottle rockets. No, sir.
They love me. They really love me.
Wait just a second. How in the world does any of that explain the destruction at the fair?
Quickly now, Mr. Mayor. It is time to be a politician.
Read my lips. I will not rest until we find the perpetrators of the fairground carnage and bring them to justice.
Now, hold on. How come nobody in Santa Modeste has been seeing anything like this?
And when all else fails, insult Santa.
Because we're real Americans and they're not. Next. So, as you can see, there's nothing to trouble your puny human brains about.
The mayor's right. This was all just a random series of suspiciously coincidental yet easily rationalized events.
Yeah, that's right. Give it up. Let's hear it from me. Suckers.
Mayor declares town safe. Exploding cows under control, declares town official. You'll probably notice that this game is a treasure trove of references. Everything from alien sightings, political propaganda, celebrity impersonations. It's a love letter to the days of the drive-in B-movie, and I adore it. It went so far that the original release of the game had actual B-movies as unlockables. I hear that they can still be found in the files of the remakes, but I'm not entirely sure if you can watch both of them. Plan 9 from Outer Space and Teenagers from Outer Space could be viewed in their entirety, due to being public domain. Both movies released in 1959, the same year that the game is set in. Now I know it may not mean too much, but it does go to show that the game's creators must have really had some fun with putting all of this together. Pool party! I've arrived at Santa Modesta, and the first order of business is to locate the local alpha male to learn what I can. The mayor is hosting a pool party, lucky me. This is where we also start running into the Agents of Majestic. They use jamming technology that breaks our disguise rather quickly, and basically serve as a pain in the ass. There's also EMP devices that will detonate if we get too close, rendering all of our equipment temporarily unavailable. But none of that can stop me from reading the mayor's feeble mind and learning absolutely nothing. I now have access to my disintegrator ray. It's capable of killing enemies quickly but entirely, so no brains from these kills. It also requires ammo, but luckily we have the ability to transmogrify solid objects into more ammunition. Now I'm pretty sure this is a new addition in the remake, as originally transmogging stuff was something that you first used in the second game. A welcome addition that allows for more carnage. Motel party madness. Santa Modesta youths caught in violent jazz music hysteria.
They don't look so tough.
Looks can deceive. These urban humans are savvier, grittier,
Stringier.
harder to fool. Keep your eyes sharp and your wits sharper.
Not in the open. Duck in here.
Hold the frequency.
Hit me.
We're go for phase 1.
Our guys inside the station?
Just waiting for the word.
And the tape?
In the briefcase, all queued up.
Subliminal TV messages. What'll Majestic think of next?
Search me.
You know what a rhetorical question is?
Not a clue.
Come on. Those black suits again. What's a Majestic?
I'm not certain, but it gives me an idea, Crypto.
Wait, let me grab something to write with.
If our plan is to succeed, simply reading human minds will be insufficient. We must control them. To ease the harvesting of their brainstems, grease the wheels, so to speak.
Sounds like a gas. How do we do it?
I believe your ebon-garbed friends have provided us direction.
It's time to throw some alien firepower at these agents. I also get access to a dash, another new addition in the remake. This lets me do some short dashes on the ground or airborne. With the agents dealt with and their briefcase collected, I learn that scientists are conducting research and experiments into human mind control. Over at the TV station, I discover one of these scientists and give his brain a good reading.
Soon I'll prove the human mind can be controlled by televised propaganda. And then I'll start my own cable news network. Ha-ha! Where the heck are those Majestic agents? America ain't gonna brainwash itself.
This is simply unacceptable. If anyone is going to control the minds of humans, it's going to be me. So it's time for a drowning. Eager to beat the Majestic forces at their own brain control game, I bend a handful of TV antenna in a residential part of town so our Furon mind control signal can be sent directly into the feeble human minds.
Wait! Crypto! This signal is too strong! Humans are weak! Their minds can't take that kind of amplitude! Quickly, Crypto! You've got to bend the antennae before they... Ew! That has to hurt. Ew. Disgusting.
It sounds funny.
Crypto? Crypto! Where did you go?
Snack time.
Freak lightning strikes entire block, kills 12. Local electrician to answer in court for faulty ground wiring.
It's here I return to Turnip Seed Farm to try out the newly unlocked racing minigame. I basically chase after an out-of-control drone while catching all of the DNA it drops. It's less of an actual race and more of a time trial. Thankfully, I can use my jetpack infinitely to maintain flight speed, and can even skate across the ground at high speeds with my new dash. It's time to head back to Santa Modesta and collect the oversized brain stems that exploded from the victims of the TV signal. I now have access to one of my favorite toys in the entire game, one that is synonymous with alien invasion, the anal probe. By releasing the shoot button at the right time, I can launch a tethered probe directly up an unfortunate human's claptrap, and a short moment later their brain gracefully ejects from their primitive skulls and returns to me with the probe. Some of the humans don't even seem to mind at first. Before long, I have all the brains I need and reluctantly leave for now.
Stunted sniper strikes again. 16 die as deformed lurker stalks Clancy Street estate. All-American fast food sensation. Government scientists helping to defend against communism through better cuisine. By George, I think this might be the first time we've had 2 newspaper bits back to back. Shit's getting crazy.
I need to learn more about the scientists' plans for brain control and the extent of their involvement with Majestic. Time to finger my way through the pages of the scientific mind.
That special seasoning has succeeded beyond my wildest dreams. These people are now rabid paranoiacs and incredibly hostile to anyone who's different. And as an unexpected side benefit, 78% of them are now registering Republican. I know I'm not supposed to eat from the diner, or I'll turn into a mindless paranoid drone, but that rhubarb pie is calling my name. Heinrich! Liebchen! Heinrich! Ever since I was a small boy in Stuttgart, I dreamed of drugging the food supply of an entire population. Now, it's my job. God, I love America.
Once again, this is unacceptable.
Time to commit suicide.
I've had enough. It's time we get some real answers, which means we need a good old-fashioned agent napping. When I return to my saucer with the agent in tow, it seems a volunteer has been waiting patiently the whole time.
Go to hell, Klaatu. You think I'm scared of a 3-foot space hamster?
I think you should be. Now, we can do this easy, or we can do
I'm
it
not
hard.
here, okay? Just pretend
Your
I'm not here.
choice. What do you know about a downed Furon scout ship?
A what?
Sorry, let me put it in baby talk. A flying saucer, crashed somewhere, or captured.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not.
I don't see anything.
What do you know about Majestic?
I know we're gonna kick your little green ass all the way back to Mars.
I'm not! These weapons, where are you making them? How many agents does Majestic have? How many other towns are you in? Son of a... Don't get mad. Get sadistic. I think this calls for the Jumbo Probe. Hurts, don't it, monkey boy? You want it to stop, don't you? Then give Daddy what he needs.
Mind control experiment. Rockwell movies. Furon DNA. Area 42.
Prepare to return to the mothership, Crypto. We're going back to Rockwell for the last time.
In a second. Hold still, monkey boy. Let me just...
Government agent abducted. Soviets deny double agent defection.
I'm sick and tired of this 2-bit town. Nothing ever happens.
No dancing, no rock and roll. Why, if it weren't for that juke joint down by the river, I'd never get my rocks off.
You said a mouthful, Cupcake. There's a whole wide world out there, and we're missing it.
But where can we go, Billy? This town's a one-way ticket for wild hearts like you and me.
It's tearing me apart!
What you need is a new direction.
Exactly.
A real purpose in life.
Freaking A!
Ever thought about homeland protection?
Home what?
Wise up, Romeo. There's 500 million Reds who'd love nothing better than to rip that varsity sweater right off your back.
No kidding.
Take this little pamphlet. It'll tell you everything you need to know about protecting your little corner of the country from communist invasion.
Thanks a million, Daddy-O.
Freaking A.
Wow. There goes a real American.
A real American dreamboat. Meow.
I'm right here. What the fuck?
That's the last of them. Must have papered every JD in this stinking burg.
And our little film strip?
Spooled up and ready to go. The pimply projectionist is none the wiser. Won't those kids be surprised when Abbott and Costello turn into Jimmy and Johnny Commie Killer in Reel 6?
Good work, Agent, and not a moment too soon. We need to be in Santa Modesta yesterday. Don't break for yellow. Read me?
Loud and clear.
We've now been introduced to Silhouette, who seems to be the mastermind behind the Majestics. But no time to ponder about the identity of mysterious cloaked figures. I have to get to the local drive-in movie theater for a special screening. I am delighted to say that the film being played is the real 1959 movie Teenagers from Outer Space. The mission itself pays homage to this with the name Teenage Zombies from Outer Space. You could literally sit here in-game and watch the entire movie at the drive-in if you want. It's a super cool addition that really sets the mood. But I can't just sit around and watch other aliens exterminate human life on the big screen. I've got to get in on the action myself. I've set up a holographic movie projector showing one of my favorite genres, mind control propaganda. The law tries to censor my masterpiece, but it's all in vain. True art lives on. My vision cannot be stopped.
Furon Flicks hits sticks. Meet the Furons has something for everyone.
Pox is letting me off the leash, letting me cut loose and really lay some third-kind carnage on the population. I can now use the Ion Detonator, the most powerful weapon in our arsenal. It fires an explosive that goes off after a short period or when I manually trigger it. The explosion is huge and can also damage me, so best used with a bit of distance. It can easily handle swarms of humans and makes short work of vehicles too. The only downside is initially it has pretty limited ammo reserves, and the only way to get more is through transmogrification. The ammo you might get from transmogging can either be for the Ion Detonator or the Disintegration Ray. Transmog also doesn't care whether you already have a full supply of disintegrator ammo, and it can keep giving it to you even though what you really want is more ion ammo. But that isn't the only new toy I get here, because the Saucer has a new addition as well. The Sonic Boom is a powerful cannon that causes a lot of damage in an area. It's the first Saucer weapon with limited ammo to it. Thankfully though, we can transmog cars and other small objects to refill.
Mysterious blade destroys motel. Manager blames alien invaders. Officials blame faulty wiring.
I now have access to the last variety of minigame missions for each stage, so I head back over to Turnip Seed Farm and Rockwell to engage in Armageddon. I basically need to cause as much destruction in the Saucer as I can, with bonus points awarded with draining particular vehicles. The new Sonic Boom works wonders on buildings, demolishing them in 2 or 3 shots. Back at the plot, the plan is to use television to control the masses, and we need a suitable host that the humans will trust. Luckily for me, a tinfoil hat-wearing, lab coat-clad, exophiliac turbo nerd is offering to help us out. Through reading his mind, I learn that the man we need gets food delivered to him by a chef over at the military compound he's laying low at. Turns out I am totally enough for the Turtle Club, and the Chef Club too. With my new disguise, I sneak right into the base and nab our guy. He reluctantly agrees to cooperate, not that he has a choice, as I hypnotize him so he'll follow back to the Saucer.
SM-CBS uproar. Wither threatens to leave news desk over salary dispute. Wither to address nation at 6 p.m. SM-CBS remains tight-lipped over content of new special.
The broadcast mission is in motion, but the military wants to take down the transmission towers to cancel our special show. It's time to retaliate ferociously.
Some American steel.
But whether prophet or puppet, surprise broadcast fuels hunt for communists.
It's finally time to rescue my captured clone comrade and leave a big hole in the operations at Area 42. The place is crawling with armed forces and scientists eager to get their grubby hands on more of my glorious Furon technology. I recover as much as I can and scan the minds of the personnel to learn the location of my other self.
I really thought you'd be alive. Ah, Crypto. Look what they've done to us. Laid us open like an animal. How could intelligent creatures do this? Okay, monkeys. You want a war? You've got a war.
What did you find, Crypto?
We're dead. An honorable death at the hands of an enemy in battle, that's one thing, Pox, but they desecrated us. And they're gonna pay. Oh, yes, they're gonna pay.
I destroy the remains of my former me and decide to take the slow and painful approach to warfare. I've been upgrading my abilities the entire time, and my power to psychically remove brains now has the added benefit that the effect will chain to nearby targets after each victim falls. A metaphorical plague of cerebral ejection.
Top brainiac offed by maniac, renowned entomologist and prize specimen found slain.
The data I stole has revealed that the humans are creating mutants capable of using dormant psychic abilities thanks to Furon DNA. I just need to sneak into the lab, take the elevator down, eradicate the mutant menace with extreme prejudice, then return up the elevator. Once I'm topside again, all that's left to do is take out the Tesla coils surrounding the area, use the saucer to lay waste to this compound, and congratulate myself on a job well done.
Food drive sabotage. Commies set back world hunger cure. Uncle Sam new Pan Am. Armquist to attend unveiling of modern military-controlled airline.
Time for some more cheeky subterfuge. Sneak into the base undetected. Done. Read the minds of officers for intel. All too easy. Dropping some eaves on this conversation between the suits and General Higgs. You bet your sweet ass I am. So long story short, Higgs is General of the Air Force and is here to show off the new X-13 aircraft they've developed. It cost $40 million in 1959. Tits on a fish, that's expensive. Time for some sabotage. Barbecues can be quite hazardous, you know. Whoops, what a terrible accident. And he was one day from retirement, such a pity. I erase a few dozen witnesses, don't worry they won't be missed, and drop down into this neat hangar where I find the now tampered with X-13.
We've had a breach.
Small word for a big problem.
Somebody got past the guards, snuck into Hangar 12 and wrecked the place.
Our little gray visitor?
Looks that way.
Which means you didn't catch it.
We came pretty close.
Close doesn't count, Agent. The second it sets foot on base, I want it captured. And don't tell Armquist. We don't need any more help from the military. Call me when you've got it.
Whatever you say.
Scientists evaporated. Fuel experiment based on 2 parts cesium, 1 part plutonic quartz, and an entire bottle of water goes horribly wrong. Hold your horses, Sally. Is this a fucking reference?
The flight demonstration goes terribly, and Army Boy is a total dick to Higgs for it. It's time to deal a phenomenal blow to the entire operation of Area 42. I disguise myself and sneak into the base to retrieve the perfect weapon for the job. I know disintegration, abduction, and anal probing all have their charms, but there's just something so sinister and dark about using their own nuke against them. With a soldier mind-controlled into driving the nuke to our destination, all I have to do is escort it there. I'm actually amazed that the soldiers are comfortable just opening fire on a vehicle transporting cargo this dangerous. Whether it's armed or not, this just seems reckless. Once we arrive, I activate hell itself and fight off the swarming guards and scientists desperately trying to turn it off. Once the timer is low enough, I tail it to my saucer so I can get a good view of the fallout. Oh, cute, but no thank you, you can have it back.
We knew the world would not be the same. Few people laughed. Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty. him, takes on its multi-armed form, and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds."
Military flag factory explodes. Stars and stripes shower citizens in American glory. This might be one of the worst cover stories ever.
Unfortunately, Armkist is still breathing, but at least he gets mocked by Silhouette. He's also told he needs to return to Capital City. In the meantime, I have to bodyguard some drones while they scan the buildings in Santa Modesta. Once the structural integrity of the human silly concrete huts is complete, I board my saucer and finally have access to its ultimate weapon.
The Quantum Deconstructor.
Its ammo is shown as a percentage, with each shot consuming 100%. Because of this, you initially only get around 2 shots with it before you need a refill. It isn't that simple though, as even when you do get some ammo from transmogging, the ammo packs add a portion to the percentage. So you'll need to get a handful of Quantum Deconstructor ammo before you have enough to fire a single shot. It makes the weapon feel all the more powerful with how limited shooting can be. You really want to pick your targets with this one, like a bowling alley. No, I wish I had a funny reason for you, but honestly, I just really want to blow up this bowling alley.
Kami Terra. Red saucer flattens Santa Modesta shopping district.
Here I am, just cruising around, minding my own business, when one of the disgusting human Tesla coils shoots me down.
Mind woozy, vision blurred, bladder bursting, must get to a lavatory. Oh, my aching cranium. Crypto, you moron. First step is admit you've got a problem. Please, please, tell me I'm alone. Oh, thank you. Great frontal lobes. But where in space am I? Looks like some kind of primitive laboratory, a cage, and humans. I'm being held against my will, and not in the fun way. Oh, they touched me. I feel so dirty. Okay, that's it. I'm getting out of here now.
Okay, it's time to bust out of here. Lucky me, nobody turns around to keep an eye on the alien life form in captivity. First priority, track down my weapons.
Little green men! Not again! Colorblind morons! Die, pea brain! Hey, where's the... What did you do with my clip, monkey boy? Phew! So much for wholesale carnage. I guess I'll just have to settle for ripping your limbs off one by one with my bare hands until I find it. With my bare hands.
And my jetpack. Read the mind of a worker to learn an important password. I forgot to mention it already, but this is Uniontown. It's basically industrialization, the habitat. I human myself over to a boatman who agrees to take me to Monroe Island, after I've told him the password, Marilyn. Once I arrive on the sexiest island in recorded history, I track down the location of my saucer. Of course, I can't take off because the militarized specimens have removed the power cells. I retrieve them while delighting in the opportunity to drown some more overconfident victims. With the saucer fully operational again, I lay waste to this island's imperfections and skedaddle.
Fire ravages island. Authorities deny explosion. Blame local delinquents.
Before continuing, I returned to Uniontown to complete some of the side objectives, but while I was here, I think I found the horniest woman alive.
It's moments like these I thank God I'm a bottom.
What the fuck? Getting back on track, it's time I make my own trip to Capital City. We can't let Army Boy have all the fun after all. I disguise myself and make my way to the White House. A megabyte of nerds emerge from the building. A quick scan reveals a password that I need, but I also need his body. I can now get access to the Octagon, where I spy on Armkist having a chat with Silhouette.
Which is why the President has asked me to make some changes.
Changes?
Don't worry, General. You'll still be in command of our military forces. That much I've decided.
You've decided?
It's only logical. My organization has the skills, the specialists. But up to now, we've been a federal agency operating on a limited scale. This new threat, however, demands a radical new concept of national defense.
The hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about a project for a new American century. The time has come to unite our 5 defense branches under a single chain of command.
5 branches?
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Majestic, of course.
You've got to be kidding me!
It's the start of a whole new era, General. And the President would like you to deliver the good news.
Are you out of your mind? You really think the Joint Chiefs will let Majestic swallow them whole without a fight?
I think you better convince them to. And General, don't ever talk to me that way again.
Yes, sir.
Silhouette has more control than we thought, but there's no time for that now. The humans have found my ship that I totally didn't leave out in the open. Don't worry though, a healthy dose of murder and the problem is gone.
America infiltrated. Octagon locked down. Search for pint-sized spy in progress.
Armkist is holding a meeting to get support from the Air Force, Navy, and Marines. An opportunity like this can't be missed. I tail his vehicle to the meeting location, but simply being there isn't enough. I want to participate. Yay! Now I'm a war guy too! Inside, Army Boy is blabbing on to the other leaders, trying to get their support in unifying under Majestic as Silhouette had planned. I play the role of Devil's Little Invader and introduce a little doubt into the conversation. As a result, the others aren't convinced by Armkist's words and leave.
I don't know who the hell you are, General, but you got a big mouth. Son of a... You! How did you do that? Come and get me, you commie piece of crap!
Okay, we'll do it your way. Eat hot plasma, monkeys! You dirty rats! You're the rats who killed my Huh? Your way's not very sportsmanlike.
You can run, you little freak, but you can't hide!
Who's hiding? Let's get funky.
You cheeky bitch. Oh wow, a boss fight. The first one in the entire game, mind you. Army Boy is decked out with an impressive arsenal of weapons, but isn't anything too difficult to deal with. The little lightning bolts under his health bar indicate how many phases of the fight there are. Each time one of his health bars goes down, he becomes more aggressive and starts bombing the area with missiles. He also calls in soldiers and mech suits to help him out. Overall, his design is really cool, but he's just not enough to handle the Furon heat.
Go on, you commie punk! Finish it.
It didn't have to be this way, Armquist.
What do you mean?
I mean, this ridiculous war. We could have worked together, you and I, to forge a new future, a common future of peace and prosperity for our two peoples.
Just put me out of my misery, will you?
I'm serious.
You didn't want to destroy us?
Of course not. We were as scared of you as you were of us. Deep in our hearts, I think what we really wanted was to be just like you.
Really?
Really.
I guess, at the end of the day,
We really are all just human beings.
Psych. Pathetic human.
Armkist exposed. Red General killed in failed coup d'etat attempt.
Back at the Capitol, it seems the president is going to be making an address. This dude seems important, so I should probably attend. I make it to his car and begin tailing him to his destination.
You know, you see a girl a couple of times a week just for laughs, and then right away they think you're gonna divorce your wife. Now I ask you, is that fair?
But it turns out the entire thing is an ambush. It seems the humans are learning about my Furon espionage. It's too bad they still never learned to swim. Once the lame bush is dealt with, it's time to crash the actual press conference going on. Hello, Mr. President. Whoops. It seems the visceral unaliving of this particular human has made the others angry at me. The Majestics are attempting to destroy my saucer. Too bad for them, their actions reflect their brain activity. Slow.
President in peril. Officials say Huffman is recovering. Has minor headache. Does anyone have an Advil?
Just like in real life, when the president is killed by an invading extraterrestrial, the senators begin the process of electing a new one. Oh, it's worth pointing out that most brains are worth 25 DNA when collected. The brains of mutants are worth 50. The senators' brains are worth 5. The goal is simple: eliminate all of the senators so a new president can't be elected. Things gradually escalate, and before long, I've taken out an entire trade circle of America's most prominent pea-brains. As a result, the voting is inconclusive. No new president for this country.
Massacred. Reds blamed for senator slaughter.
The Capitol is guarded by large Tesla coils that threaten air travel, so those need to be taken care of. In a delightfully dark twist, one of the sub-objectives is to kill the scientists who made these coils. By way of Tesla coil electrocution, that is. Once enough of the easy coils are taken down, I can use the saucer to clean up the ones that had extra protection. So now here we are. The country has no leader. Its armed forces are scattered and aimless. Silhouette is waiting at the Capitol to officially declare surrender. Time to go claim victory for the Furon Empire.
Silhouette, I presume. You don't look like a general.
You don't look like a little green man.
Thank you. So, waving the white flag, huh? All the monkeys got together, scratched their heads, accepted the inevitable.
That sense of humor. Just like your...
Like my what?
File. Your dossier, Crypto, said you were quite the joker.
I think I never told you my name.
No, I suppose I have your brother to thank for that.
You're a chick?
I'm a patriot. If you had to put up with politicians playing grab-ass all day long, you'd wear a mask too.
Me, I get my kicks the old-fashioned way, beating up bad monkeys.
Funny, that's just what Crypto136 said. Of course, he was a real cut-up, too. Well, so much for Plan A.
What's that?
That, my gender-deprived friend, is Plan B. The end of your insidious invasion. A champion even you can't defeat. The greatest political mind of the 20th century in the greatest weapon ever built by man. Behold, the Robo-Prez!
If elected, I promise to destroy all Furons!
That is seriously messed up.
Robo-Prez! Dirty tricks mode!
Aw, man. Now I'm gonna get my suit dirty.
Robo-Prez is our second boss fight of the game. It's also the first and only Saucer boss fight. The fight is fairly simple. Fly around blasting him with your strongest attacks while avoiding all of his. There's a weak spot on the robot's chest, and while I want to say I was always attacking it, I'd be lying. There's also some ads in the fight, but these are often more helpful than harmful, as I need at least a little fodder for healing and junk to transmog ammo from. Like Armkiss, the robot has 3 health bars and will change locations as the fight progresses, gradually introducing new attacks and hazards into the fight. With one final shot of the Quantum Deconstructor, the President is impeached.
Man, I love the smell of presidential brains in the morning.
Just remember who set that giant potus of destruction upon you!
Right.
You know who I mean!
Oh, that silhouette guy, right? Or chick.
Could you do me a favor and not creep me out?
Sure.
In any case, she ran from the capital. I lost sight of him. Her! Silhouette! Near the—
Attention, Furons! Attention, Furons! Is this thing on? Oh, whatever. I know you little gray freaks can hear this. I'm sure you're out there listening, gloating.
Pretty much, yeah.
It seems only fair.
Credit where credit is due. You did it. You beat my beautiful Robo-Prez. And now you're probably sitting around fantasizing about destroying all the humans. Typical. Sure you handled the boys, Armquist Huffman. Oh, that was a challenge. But everybody knows which sex is dominant on this planet. There's still plenty of time to get your asses handed to you. That is, if you're not too scared to fight a girl.
No, I'm not hung up on the whole pudenda thing.
So come on, Crypto. Let's dance. I'll even let you lead. I'm at the Octagon. Don't keep me waiting.
Silhouette is the final fight of the game, and fittingly is the most dangerous by far. She has a large variety of attacks, majestic agents will periodically help her, and she has the usual 3 health bars. Blast her enough and her protective barrier will drop. This DPS window is where I get to really lay into her with my disintegrator ray, which has been fully upgraded to shoot rapidly and fire 3 projectiles at a time. Doing this up close really hurts. But she's no pushover. Like I said, she's easily the toughest enemy. One attack in particular will deal extremely high damage throughout the entire area. The only way to avoid it is to stand inside a small safe spot. Initially, I thought I just had to line of sight her, but it doesn't matter where you are, you will get hurt if you're not inside a bubble. I've been playing for about 12 hours total on this playthrough, and have tackled everything the game's thrown at me with relative ease. I haven't died once. I've failed the requirements for missions a few times, but I've never actually been killed. Silhouette came really close to being my first. But unfortunately for her, it would never work between us. I lack genitalia. I do finish her off with an anal probe though. I'm a gentleman after all.
You beat me. I can't believe you actually beat me.
They never do. You know, you don't look so hot.
Majestic will never give up the struggle to resist you alien freaks.
Struggle's over, babe. Furon's won, humans zipperoonie.
You think you won? You think America is the only human civilization on Earth?
That's what all the Americans seem to think. At least the ones I scanned.
Smug little insect. There are 3 billion people on this planet. And everywhere there are humans, there is Majestic.
Sorry, dollface. Without you, Majestic's just a bunch of dudes in crappy black suits.
Majestic. MJ. 12. The 12. All over. All over the world.
Attention, humans. I am Cryptosporidium of the planet Furon. This planet is now a territory of the Furon Empire. Resist this.
President found alive. U.S. government fight off commie invaders on home soil.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. In recent days, rumors have run rampant of flying saucers, alien invaders from other worlds, indeed, of my own demise. I'm speaking to you tonight to put these rumors to rest. The truth is, America has been attacked, not by little green men, but red. And our invaders are most definitely of this earth. Despite the efforts of this administration, our nation has been infiltrated by communists, godless deviants who hate us for our freedom-loving way of life. Their conspiracy, details of which are only now coming to light, included drugging our water supplies and controlling our media via mind control. The result was mass hysteria, a national delusion which provided them the cover they needed to execute their fearful scheme. But your military and intelligence agencies fought back, and I'm proud to report that once again, America has emerged victorious. However, the price is dear. At this moment, millions of Americans are working hard and playing by the rules, unaware of the lingering toxic pollutants in their minds. To combat this lingering menace, we have set up testing centers across the nation, at shopping malls, local schools, even churches. The test is simple and painless. Why, our family had it just this morning, and I'm back at work. Doris is in the kitchen baking brownies, and little Billy's out playing tag in the rose garden right now. It's completely safe. So, trust your government. Trust your president. Freedom is on the march, my friends. Good night, and God bless America.
Step inside, citizen.
You sure this thing is safe?
Step inside, citizen.
Jeez Louise. I don't know.
Hey, buddy, you heard the president. If it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Yeah. Well, I guess a test couldn't hurt.
like shooting monkeys in a barrel.
And so, the world breathes a sigh of relief. The threat of alien invasion proved a false alarm. As for those who scan the skies for a real visit from outer space, they may be in for a very long wait. Perhaps the lesson is that we should turn our gaze inward, remembering that man's worst enemy is often himself.
Hold on, the video isn't over just yet. We have to wrap up. Something I never mentioned until now was the addition of skins in the remake. There's some fun references in here and they all look fantastic. They're also not too difficult to unlock, and there's even a handful of them available right from the start. There's even a green one, and Death from Darksiders, another THQ franchise. Little fun fact, I was actually torn between Destroy All Humans and Darksiders 1 on what this video was gonna be. I fully maxed out all of the upgrades for Crypto and the Saucer. After beating Silhouette, the final mission reward is a whopping 32,000 DNA. Even after buying all of my upgrades, I still had over 30,000 left. Probably all the murderous rampages and side missions helping me out. Speaking of which, I made sure to go back and finish up all of the collectible drones and side missions so that the maps are 100% complete. There wasn't really a need to do this unless you're someone who enjoys hunting achievements, but I genuinely really enjoy the world that the game has built and have a blast just running around. I think personality is the word I would use to describe Destroy All Humans. From beginning to end, it's dripping with it. From the main characters, random NPCs, the weapons, locations, all of it. Something as simple as reading the mind of a random NPC was enough to make me smile, or terrify me. It perfectly encapsulates the power trip of being the alien invader, being far more advanced than your primitive enemies and choosing on a whim how you wish to deal with them. It's just fun. And there we go, dudes. Destroy All Humans. This one took a little time to put together, so sorry for the wait. I want to thank everyone who saw my Fable video and left words of encouragement. Those comments are why I decided to make another video like this. And if people enjoyed this one as well, I'll do some more. Also, because I know a few people will ask, all the music I've used in the video is listed in the description in order of appearance. Enjoy the good tunes. Finally, thank you for checking out the video and making it this far. For real though, you're awesome and have no idea how much it means to me. But with all of that said and done, I've got to get out of here. I hope that you have enjoyed invading and destroying humans with me, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.